Okay, this is take two. I tried to talk about this topic once, but I don't feel I did a good enough job, so I'm trying again. I've been working on this year's Christmas project. I made several videos about it so far, and I've been sewing, and I had a little problem with my machine. As I was trying to feed in, I'm trying to do this in a way that you can see. Okay, that didn't work. Let's try flipping this over. And so sorry, I'm going to make y'all sick. There we go. So when I went to feed in, it would get stuck right away, and I would pull the strings to get it started. And then as I was going, it was slowing down more and more. I was having trouble getting it to go through, and it got to the point where I would have to hold the back and pull to get it to go through. And then I was like, well, that's not right. And I thought maybe the feeder dogs right here were dirty, and I got any fuzz off of them, and it was still having trouble, even though it was a little better. But I realized that this was like wobbly and not coming up the way it should. Because when you turn, see, I'm going to manually do it. When the needle goes in, when it turns and the needle goes in, see how that goes in a bit of a rotation? It comes up, grabs the fabric, pulls it through. Well, I opened it up and I discovered a problem. And I'm going to show you how I open it up. They all do it differently, but there's similarities. Things aren't very far off from each other, no matter how old or new they are. So on mine, I have a little flip right there. There's going to be a switch or a flip somewhere. And that raises these little guys right here, which loosens this. And you want to make sure your needle is in the up position. Your needle's as high as it can go. And it takes a little maneuvering. Don't force anything. You don't want to break it. Just kind of manually rotating the foot a little bit to try to get it. Wait, is it all the way? Yeah. All right, now. I've taken this off 6 times recently. Why are we being mean this time? Because I'm trying to show people. That's why. Oh, come on now. Be nice. Oh, that's why. I had the... You got to get to where the needle's up, but the foot is down. It's a difficult position to get into. Okay, so you take this little guy out. It's not as hard as it seems. I was just trying to do it while looking through a camera. So right here, if you can see that, let me come a little closer. So there's the feeder dog, the foot, and then this is the foot. This is the feeder dog, that part down under there. And back here are 2 screws. And the screws, from the vibration of the machine, and had started to loosen, which is normal, it happens. And the fuzz from the lint from all the fabric was getting compacted under it. So it was pushing this up, which made this all wiggly. So I had to take tweezers and brush and get that all cleaned out. Most machines will have a tool like this. If not, they're not hard to get. Something with a little brush on it. You want to get it all nice and clean in there. Don't be afraid to blow in there or use compressed air. Whatever it takes to get all the fuzz you can out of there. Go ahead and get that out. And this is something I've always known, but I'm bad at remembering to do. Every time you load a new bobbin, you need to check it. You need to get the fuzz out. You need to tighten the screws. Come out of there. There you go. You need to tighten the screws. You need to do maintenance. Keep it clean. And then you won't have the issues I was having. And when I figured it out, which I felt kind of dumb for not figuring it out sooner, but when I figured it out, the machine was running so much faster and better. I couldn't believe, I knew it had been slowing down, but you don't realize just how badly until you fix it. And you're like, oh, there's the troubles. Okay, nice and firm. Make sure everything's in and working properly, not getting not having any issues. Close that in. And now I'm ready to sew again. But I've been sewing most of my life. And the two things that I found to be the most helpful when you're having struggles with your machine, I've learned it's not actually you. You're not stupid. You're not inept. You just don't realize that the two main problems are either here in your presser foot getting too much lint, or the other culprit right there. That needs to be high quality. If you have bad thread or old thread and you're trying to be, you know, like I got a bunch from my husband's grandmother and I was trying to be conservative and use it all up, but I kept getting snarled messes on the back of my sewing. I kept getting broken threads, and I had a very experienced sewer tell me, get good thread. And even if you have a good quality thread that you use all the time, sometimes you might get a bad spool or a spool with a weak area. Unroll past that area and try again. It's usually the thread's fault, or like if you have a catch or snare on the tip of your needle or your needle backward. Check those things. If all of them are good, if your needle's in the right direction, there's no catch or snare or broken bit, there's no fuzz, everything's tight down here, and you've got really good quality thread that's not like fuzzy or frayed or snapping easily, then it's the machine's fault and you can take it into somebody. But don't just think that it's your fault or you don't know what you're doing, because you do. It's just simple minor things are the downfall. Well, I gotta go so my husband can work, and I hope this helped anybody. Have a good one.